guys, and welcome to this video. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup products that I hate from the drugstore. This is just kind of the name of the tag of this video. I don't necessarily hate all of these products, but I dislike them or I don't think that they're worth the money. So I'm going to be talking you through why I don't like the products as I go, and you guys can kind of see them in action and see the reasons I don't like them rather than me just holding them up and talking about them. So the only makeup item I don't have a product that I hate for right now is a brow product. That's why they're already done. I just did my top 5 drugstore brow products. I can link that video down below, but I kind of did a brow clean out while I was preparing for that video, so I don't really have any brow products that I'm really hating at the moment, but I've got every other part of my makeup represented in this video. As always, if one of these products is your favorite product, that's awesome. I'm not trying to bash any of these brands or any of these products. These are just items that didn't work for me personally. But with that, let's go ahead and get started with foundation. So the foundation I'm going to be using is this e.l.f. HD Mattifying Cream Foundation. It's oil-free. So when I originally saw this, I was really excited because it's oil-free and it says it's mattifying. And as I apply it to my skin, it just feels so thick and heavy. And even though it does provide a decent coverage, it's so luminous looking. It's shocking to me that this is supposed to be mattifying, because not only does it not look matte right when you put it on, but it never looks matte, and it definitely doesn't stay matte throughout the day. And I'll show you guys an up close once I'm done, but it just looks really cakey on the skin. And no matter how much I pat this in or blend it in, it just looks like it's sitting on top of the skin. And by the way, I'm gonna really try with all these products to make them look good. I'm not trying to be dramatic or make these look really bad on me. I'm gonna be genuinely trying to make all these products work as I apply them, but you guys will just see no matter how much I try, they're just not good products. So do you guys see how greasy I look already? And this is a mattifying foundation. This is like the opposite of what I think of when I think of a mattifying foundation. This looks so luminous, but yet it looks super cakey and unnatural. It's like all the things I try and stay away from with foundations, looking cakey and unnatural and looking shiny, is what this foundation gives me. Okay, next up is concealer, and this one is partially my fault. It's not necessarily just the product, but it's something that didn't work for me. And it is the CoverGirl and Olay kind of collab in the shade light to medium. So I probably should have gotten the fair to light shade in this, but I got this a while ago, didn't keep the receipt like I should have, and didn't like the formula enough to go back and buy the right shade. The applicator is cool. It's supposed to be a depuffer because it feels nice and cool on the skin, but as you can see, this shade is too dark for me, and I don't like the way the concealer sits even after I blend it into the skin. And again, this one, maybe it would be good for drier skin, but for me, it feels really greasy, especially on top of this really greasy foundation. So obviously the wrong shade for me, and I just feel like it doesn't provide very good coverage to begin with, but then throughout the day, it wears off really easily and it creases pretty bad. So I don't hate this as much as the foundation, but it's definitely not a product I would recommend. I just realized I had this CoverGirl foundation sitting back there for all of the videos so far, so I'm gonna move that now. Okay, next up is setting powder, and for that I'm going to be using the NYX HD Studio setting powder. So in the pan, this powder looks and feels amazing. It feels super silky, finely milled, very lightweight, but when you put it on the skin, no matter how much you blend it out, no matter how little you apply, it gives the worst flashback and it looks so bad in photos. So I'm going to apply just a little bit. I'm dipping my brush in there, tapping off the excess, and I'm going to set my under eyes with this and set my face and set my forehead, anywhere I get really oily. So I didn't apply a ton of this. I didn't bake with it. I didn't load my face up with the powder. I just set my concealer and then lightly set the rest of my face, and it looks fine in person, but just watch. Just watch when I take a picture of this. I'm gonna turn off the lights and show you guys a true flash test. I'll insert the picture now, but just look at it. I look like a ghost. Not only do I have horrible white cast underneath my eyes, but my whole face is super bright. Now I know these powders are made for HD TV. They aren't necessarily meant to be used as like an evening powder, but if I'm gonna buy a nice loose powder, I wanna be able to use it during the day while I'm filming and at night. I don't want it to be a one-time use powder, because there are powders out there that give you that HD effect but still look good in pictures. The main ingredient in here is silica, which is what is causing that serious flashback. So be aware of powders like this, other powders that have the main ingredient of silica in them. Don't wear them at night. Don't wear them where there's going to be flash photography, or you end up looking like I just looked in that picture. Not cute. Okay, next up I have a contour slash blush palette, and this is the Pixi Book of Beauty palette. Now, I don't hate this palette by any means, but I feel like it's definitely not worth the money. This palette costs $24 and the packaging on it is flimsy and cheap. This is plastic. This whole thing is like a papery plastic material. It doesn't feel like a $24 palette at all. The colors in here are just okay. These are like the contour shades, and these two have shimmer in them. This one is the only matte one in here, so I don't even use these other two. This blush color is pretty, but it's not overly pigmented. This is just a plain white powder with no shimmer in it. I never ever use it. And then this kind of banana powder is just okay. In my opinion, the e.l.f. $6 contour palette is way better than this. And then the Essence Satin Blush, which is I think $2.99, is better than this. So you could get the e.l.f. contour palette and a $3 blush for under $10 and have just as good, if not better, contour and blush products than what you get in this palette for $24. I just think the price point is a little ridiculous for what you're actually getting. Again, it does a nice job of contouring. It's just you can get so many great contour products for way less than $24, especially considering like the packaging isn't even that impressive. I'm just gonna take this blush color on my cheeks. Just not very pigmented at all. You really have to like load up your brush to get any sort of hint of a flush. So again, not a terrible palette. I own it, I'll use it, but there's a lot better makeup you could spend $24 on. Okay, next up is eyeshadow, and for that I'm gonna be using these single Wet n Wild eyeshadows. I am just not impressed by these. I know they're 99 cents, but we all know Wet n Wild kills it sometimes with their eyeshadow palettes, and they're capable of making amazing eyeshadow palettes, and these individuals are just a total miss in my opinion. For example, this black eyeshadow, I'm gonna swatch it for you guys. So right here, you see how patchy and not pigmented that is? Just for comparison, I'm gonna show you another drugstore black eyeshadow. This is the black eyeshadow that comes in this Milani palette where you get a ton of eyeshadows. This is like $8. I'm gonna swatch that right underneath it. You see how much blacker this eyeshadow is than this one? This one is almost a gray toned compared to how deep this black is. So this is what I expect out of a black eyeshadow in terms of how opaque I want it to be and how pigmented I want it to be. So I'm gonna start out with this kind of off-white eyeshadow and just set my eyelids with it. Just make sure the concealer and everything is set. Now granted, this is a flesh tone eyeshadow, but like I don't see anything at all. This is gonna be an interesting eye makeup look because now I just have a black eyeshadow and some glitter that I have to show you guys, and yeah, we're gonna do our best, but this is probably not gonna turn out so great. So I'm just gonna take that black eyeshadow through my crease. You guys see like how patchy this is, and it is not easy to blend. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so bad, you guys. Take a little bit underneath my eyes because why not? Okay, we're just gonna pretend like that looks remotely good and move on to this glitter eyeshadow. This is their glitter single in the shade Brass. So I'm gonna apply it using my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. As you guys can see, it just kind of goes on like speckled glitter. The Wet n Wild pigments from their holiday collection are fantastic. Blow these out of the water, and I think those are only $3 and this is $1. So it feels so weird. Like I can feel it on my eyelids. It feels like I have glue on my eyelids. Not a good feeling. But you guys can see it's just the pigmentation just isn't there. It just kind of looks like I scattered glitter randomly across my lid. So definitely not a fan of any of those single eyeshadows, at least that I've tried so far. The next up is an eyeliner. I'm gonna use this Rimmel Glam Eyes eyeliner. The first time I used this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. The wand on the brush is so thin and easy to work with. It's very, very black. But the second time I went to use it, as I was applying it, I was like, there's a tiny bit of a burning sensation. It's nothing outrageous, but I can feel it. And then as I kept trying to apply it, kept trying to work with it, I noticed it more and more. I'm gonna use it today for you guys. It's not like an outrageous burning sensation. I don't have a reaction from it, but it's just enough to be uncomfortable. And I don't get that with many eyeliners, so just wanted you guys to be aware that this one does irritate my eyes a little bit in case you have really sensitive eyes. This is like the weirdest eye makeup look ever. Okay, screwed up the wing liner a little bit, but let's be real, I'm gonna take this off pretty much right after I finish this video, but I can already feel the burning sensation. It's pretty intense right here on my outer corner, and I really notice it when I'm taking off my makeup, so it's just uncomfortable and I don't recommend it for anyone with sensitive eyes. So for mascara, I'm going to be using this Maybelline Lash Sensational Luscious Full Fan Effect. You guys know my holy grail mascara is the original Lash Sensational, the one that comes in the baby pink tube. So I picked this up thinking I would love it just as much, and I just was not impressed with this one anywhere near as much as I was impressed with the pink one. I just feel like it makes my lashes look short and stubby. It gives them a lot of volume, but it doesn't do much for curling them or lengthening them. So I just don't really reach for this one, and I don't recommend it. Okay, and the last product is for lips. I've actually heard a lot of really good things about this liquid lipstick, but I am not a fan. It's the Milani Metallic Liquid Lipsticks. I have mine in the shade Chromatic Addict, and I tried to like this because I read and saw so many amazing reviews about it, and every time I apply it to my lips, I feel like my lips look so bad. They look so like wrinkly and dry. These liquid lipsticks are amazing in terms of pigmentation. They smell like vanilla cupcakes. Like, I don't have a bad thing to say about them until they dry, and it's just not cute. So there's no doubt that it's pigmented and very metallic. It smells good and it's still drying, but I'll show you guys an up close. I feel like all of the metallic does is really accentuate every crevice and dry spot on your lips, and it's just not flattering, at least on me. So that concludes all of the products that I personally do not like, do not reach for, or do not recommend. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and it didn't come off as like bashy toward any of these products or brands. I just wanted to show you guys the reasons that I don't like these products rather than just talking about them. I enjoy watching these videos. I hope you guys do too. Give this video a thumbs up if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.